What's going on, horror fanatics? Pure speculation on my end, but after evaluating previous interviews, red carpet premieres, and body language, it seems like Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Jennifer Love Hewitt don't have the best working relationship, if they have a relationship at all, and it doesn't even seem to be cordial either, which, that's neither here or there. There's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, two women that did only one movie together, I mean, they're just co-workers at one point in time. So, don't look too deep into it. And I'm just going off purely speculation at this point. And I'm not trying to get into these actors' lives, but honestly, I feel like all three actors are the reason we got the main reveal of Freddie Prinze Jr. character, Ray, being the killer fisherman. And all of this could be far-fetched, but just hear me out. And again, this is just speculation. Now, you're probably wondering, why would I suggest this? Well, let's talk about the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer red carpet premiere. And keep in mind, red carpet premieres are heavily planned and coordinated with all the actors and actresses. And remember, maximizing media exposure is one of the best things for promoting a movie. And the red carpet is a focal point of that. And I feel like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar could have easily boosted interest on the red carpet. Just think how much exposure they would bring. Two of the more well-known 90s actresses reunite. That would have been a huge headline. However, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar, they never took a picture together or were seen near each other. And just from a character and actress perspective, and then the 1997 I Know You Did Last Summer, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character was best friends with Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, which makes this even more important on why these two should have been together on the red carpet, especially for a promotional picture, whether they hate each other or not. Also, don't you all think it was a missed opportunity and could have been beneficial for Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt to do an interview together talking about the first time, in 1997 meeting each other, and also being back 20 plus years later talking about the movie and, what it means to the horror fans and, just what it means to them. Also, Freddie Prinze Jr. could have joined that conversation as well. I feel like that was a big opportunity that they missed out on. And there have always been rumors of these two not really liking each other, and both of them have gone on record downplaying it as nothing. Well, you know what it could have put the end to these rumors? Them taking a picture together and, just ending all that talk. Anyway, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt's character were in a relationship in the original I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, and in the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And in this current reboot, we found out that Ray and Julie have had a divorce and it ended badly, which from a storyline perspective is kind of weird because these two, I don't know. Considering both of these characters and their character traits, it doesn't even make sense. And if you pay attention to the dialogue, certain things are mentioned that could be used as double entendres for the characters and their real life. Everything was passive aggressive. And furthermore, as a writer, why would you want Ray to be the killer? It makes zero sense, literally. And it's not in this character's DNA to do this. But then I got to thinking, Sarah Michelle Gellar probably influenced this writer because if Ray is the killer, he can't return and do more I Know What You Did Last Summer sequels. And, with more sequels, they have to explain things. Then they had to go into the divorce and things like that. And more on-screen time between Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt. And apparently, it just seems like Sarah Michelle Gellar just don't want those two together, And it's also been rumors, especially on Twitter, about how they didn't even really do the scenes together, but the writer and producer cleared that up. But, if someone noticed that, I have to go back and watch that movie again. I'm not going to the movie theater to watch it, but once it come out on streaming or whatever, I'll watch it again and see if they manipulated them to make it seem like they were actually acting in the same room together. But this is Hollywood; they can manipulate anything. And clearly, the writer is a huge fan of Sarah Michelle Gellar. You know why? because she brought her back in the most useless dream sequence ever. And it's almost like she told the writers, hey, if you want Ray to be on board with this I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, then you have to bring me back too, or vice versa. Maybe Freddie Prinze said that to the producers or whatever. But nonetheless, this dream sequence was shoehorned in, and it was horrible. And this is what I don't understand. You have Sarah Michelle Gellar's character return, but not Ryan Phillippe. I think that's how you say his name, so, my apologies. But, you have all three characters return, but not Ryan Phillippe. And this character died just like Sarah Michelle Gellar's character died. Because it's not like her character was so special that we had to have her back in this franchise or else. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how I look at it. But one of my main points is, I feel like the writer wanted to satisfy Sarah and Freddie and sacrifice her own story and get backlash for Ray being the actual killer, because I just feel like the writer has an ace up her sleeve with Brandy returning as Carla for a possible sequel. Like I said, I feel like she had to satisfy, Sarah and Freddie, because no matter what they say, I'm pretty sure it was tension around on set between Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie and Sarah. And she was probably like, look, I guess I'm going to have to write these people out. I don't really want to, but I'm going to just do it. Well, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, she didn't have no story anyway. But, Freddie Prinze Jr., he's a part of this I Know What You Did Last Summer legacy and story. So it would have been great to see them, expand more on his character. And I just think it was too soon to pull a move like this. But like I said, with these actors and actresses, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Freddie Prinze Jr. being her husband, that tension on set wasn't going to, be good. So, the writer was probably like, hey, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to write them out. So, yeah, I think that she is sacrificing the first movie of this I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, because Ray's character, he had to be eliminated because of household drama behind the scenes. That's why these two had an on-screen divorce, I feel like. They couldn't be together, I guess it would have been uncomfortable watching, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt kissing on set together, But anyway, it's not hard to put two and two together. But yeah, I feel like the writer has an ace up her sleeve with bringing Brandy back. And I feel like it'll be a much better movie with her. She got a lot of energy, along with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I just felt like Jennifer Love Hewitt in this movie didn't have no type of energy. It just felt like she was just doing this as a chore. And it could be because Freddie Prinze Jr. was around. I don't know. I don't know what happened between all three of them, but something happened that they haven't got over since the 90s. That's how I feel. Anyway, what do you all think about this? Am I on to something, or is it nothing? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you love any and everything horror movie related, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see every time I upload. As always, be safe. Peace.